Hi Aries, and welcome to your bi-weeklies. So this is going from the 16th to 31st. Also the October monthly is out, so check it out as well. So let's just jump in, guys. The bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So you guys are getting really in touch with some kind of spirituality. You're really experiencing it. When the High Priestess shows up, as you can see, that would be your tarot reader. She has a crystal ball. Oh my gosh, I said I'm going to get a crystal ball and show it to everybody. And now this is reminding me to do that. And they're runes and pretty much what I use it. And I'm not big on candles, I have to say. Kind of always have the fear of something is going to burn. So obviously I have been a witch in the previous life when I don't like the burning fires. So basically this is saying to me that whenever this card shows up, this card is connection between this world and whatever you want to call it, the other world. She kind of like is somebody who experienced different outlooks and different perspectives, and she's the one who is able to kind of like find the answers, to kind of like figure things out. And then also you have Six of Wands and Justice here, and it's upright. So this is kind of like very much reminds me of Aries, like somebody wants to be a winner, somebody wants to be on top of the things, receive the accolades, and being able to be in this kind of attitude of kind of like having a sun shining on them, being a center of the universe. And Justice is saying, yeah, certain things have to come in balance. Whenever I see the Justice card, it's first of all, it's one of the my 4 karma cards, but also she's kind of peeking over here. I don't know, can you see it? One eye is just trying to peek out and trying to kind of figure out how to put things together. Justice is a craving, need for balance. Okay, so let's see what we have. Page of Cups. So that kind of like would be some youthful, immature, possibly approach, but nonetheless approach. It could be a love proposal that you're giving or that you're receiving. But Page of Cups is like simply flirtatious kind of quality. It's like still not a Knight of Cups or King of Cups. So kind of like it still has to mature to that. So that's still a really good kind of thing. Hey, woo, it's a 10 of Pentacles to boot. So maybe you guys want to shack up, maybe you want a home. This particular card is talking a little bit more about kind of like it's not so much the love-based relationship, but sort of like elements have to be together. Sure enough, you want your mate and you want to kind of be able to put your shoulder on a husband's, kind of like your head on a husband's shoulder, to have the children and grown-ups and teenagers and dogs around. But at the same time, it's really important that you also have some stability, and stability is not necessarily okay, we get it together, which obviously you do, but this is kind of like financial stability. It's a family, it's a whole bunch of other aspects are being pulled here together. So what is in the root? Here you have the Knight of Cups, but reversed. So this is basically describing, actually let me put these 2 cards over here. This is describing, to me, I'm sorry kind of a card. I am like, this is somebody who's saying things but you don't believe them, or you're saying things that somebody doesn't believe you. This would be great, because look at this. This is the next motion. This is immature energy. This is very mature energy. I really, really want to go forward. But when it comes reversed, it's kind of a hesitancy about how to progress, or even if you're capable, even if you're willing. Do you kind of like really want to? So you have to ask yourself, but this is kind of like your ground, right? Just like this overall energy. So but this is kind of pushing you out. So maybe you're kind of like bursting out from some kind of issues. The past that is affecting your future is 2 of Wands. Again, a fire, kind of like a little flavor. And maybe you are starting to kind of reground yourself, regroup yourself, kind of setting up the plans. 2s are always about duality. And let's not forget that you had the High Priestess, which is a 2. and the Justice, which is 11, so hence 1 and 1 is 2. So this is a very clear message that there's going to be some kind of choice. And it could be also choice of a mate. It might be kind of like some offer mate, some romantic, and maybe you're going to go more in a pragmatic kind of like dating, pragmatic kind of solutions versus, oh, let's go to soulmate kind of options. It's kind of like more going to be grounded, because you have been thinking about this for quite a while right now, I think, about how you want to go about that. So you kind of like thought about it on intuitive level. You thought about it like, I mean, how do you want it? Because Justice also rules marriages, divorces, contracts, any kind of legal things. So it sounds to me that generally, intuitively, you actually do want to possibly, you kind of like really want to be admired. So maybe you even want a marriage, because that shows here and that kind of like together shows here. Let's see if the other cards confirm that. And I love how the Justice here is presented with purple, because purple is the royal color, is the top chakra, and this is the one of openness, this is the one of connectivity. So this is not just justice, this is sort of like a really, that karma, you have to kind of do good, almost like mandatory. And here you go, you're like a little kid in a candy store, or I don't know why is this cat kind of licking her paw, but you're certainly kind of wondering what the heck you want. There's so many different options. This is about dreaming, but this also can kind of sidetrack you. It's kind of confusing. This is kind of like water energy that I see here, and yet you kind of want to ground yourself, right? Fire, water, is this balancing each other? Is this calming each other? Is it extinguishing each other, right? So we have those gradations here. Okay, so before I explain this, let's go to your feelings. Wow, Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, you have cups galore. Now, this is already starting to tell another story now. So do you guys have possibly somebody that you're not with anymore, but somebody who is still kind of like leaving an impact on you? Because you see, this I remember I told you, this is like sort of like not just emotional fulfillment. This has to be contentment. I think that would be the best word to describe this. And this one is, you see, similar. Like, look at the difference. Here, this is still a romantic note, and this is like, I am so comfy with you. I kind of like feel comfort and kind of like want to be here. This is where I always wanted to be. And here, this is just still kind of like emotional enjoyment. It's kind of like very similar, but yet it has distinctly different flavor. Lucky you guys, you have both. And this is basically what is coming up. Maybe you kind of like are shifting, and that's why this duality that is kind of showing in these twos, because obviously you are a little bit concerned that maybe the relationships are not going to work out. You're still very emotional over something, maybe even a little bit of a drama queen, sorry, or somebody is pushing you into kind of that level, and maybe you are thinking, okay, I have to kind of start wondering if this person is also good on a paper, because this free flow dating kind of like maybe got you into the situation where maybe you're not really trusting somebody's words, or somebody's words are not matching somebody's intention, or even you are maybe inconsistent. But now you're sort of like, looks like alternating between, well, which one do I want? Do I really want this super duper soulmate, or I want this kind of like just a family and home? So we will see. Now it's your environment. Wow, you feel left out in the cold. So I guess, you see, this is the Pentacles. That's why this is resonating on both emotional and existential level. You kind of like want your security. It looks like something on the outside is affecting your security. This could be a job in danger. We are going to clarify it later, but like hopefully not. because you still are going to feel like a winner over all energy. So even if it is, somehow you're going to see it, it's really helping you in some way, shape or form. But this can also mean that sort of like it shows the poverty and shows like, I mean, two of them kind of like struggling through the snow and nobody's opening the doors for them. So like it's never a good feeling being left out in the cold, or worse yet to be shut down, or even worse yet to be so close and not kind of like getting this warmth, kind of like so close but so far away. So hopes and fears, you kind of do want to go back to your cheery ways. Lots of cups this time around, guys, lots of cups. And the Chariot is going to get you stuck, because the Chariot is about, I am moving forward, I'm traveling, I'm doing things, I'm reconciling things. So there are like still kind of like few things, both an emotional and a material level, that are kind of holding you behind. You will actually go really completely atypically into very emotional mode. You're like very passionate, you kind of like really go forward, but you're actually going to be everything but. Like, I actually don't think that you have one wand. Yep, not a single one. You have it here on the bottom of it, but not in a reading per se. So look at this, cups, cups. Huh? Why did that come here? What did it do? Did it shift it? No, this one was, oh, I think it did shift it. Yeah, this is supposed to be this way. So we have cups, 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 cups. And this is also water. The Chariot is water. So you guys are dealing with emotions. And this is 7, this is 7. So the process is still going on. So I think you are exploring who you are. You will be possibly having some interesting times with your friends, and it's going to be kind of like really cute to get together. But there are some issues that need to repair. So let me see, what is this 5 of Pentacles? Because like, and this card as well. What is the 5 of Pentacles for Aries? Oh yeah, you see, this can be about the rejection. That's this now unfavorable card. So yeah, this is like making you really, really afraid to kind of jump in a relationship. Right? How do I go from here? Am I going to be abandoned again? What will happen to me? So this is sort of like that emotional kind of like makeup that you have, and hence kind of like this is that emotional input. Also kind of like you attract that energy on the outside. So let me see, this Knight of Cups, pretty much I'm sure this is where it is. Knight of Cups. Nine of Cups. Okay. The Moon. Interesting, because you see the Moon and the High Priestess is sort of sisters. I love this card, the Moon, though. It says, guys, you are taking certain things for granted, but not everything is as it seems. Look at that. This is the kitty that is becoming a panther, my little matrix, right? Moon is having this kind of pathway and saying, look, just keep going, and the more you go, the sooner, like, I mean, things will get darker before the dawn, but you know, eventually, like, I mean, the potential is here. You should kind of like realize that there are like certain demons that could be actually your own. It could be your own perceptions. So, and I want to see this Chariot. Why is the Chariot reversing again? That's a water. That will be Pisces. And let's see the Chariot. Okay, that's something flicked. Yeah. Chariot for Aries. What is the Chariot? And that's a possible trajectory that by the time the end of the month that can actually shift. And that's the one card that is like most likely to shift. So there are some kind of love messages, some celebrations, and a dating again. So why are you stuck? It looks like you're blocking your progress with someone. Somebody might be showing up in your life who is really good for you, because the Sun generally talks about celebrations, as you can see, talks about wedding, talks about innocence, talks about this feeling, and 8 of Wands talks about swift communication, kind of actually avoiding any difficulties. But I have to say, you guys need to unstuck yourself, and I think this stuckness is residing where you are stuck right now, because there is a blockage. I didn't see that you build walls, which is really good, but almost like that you cannot reconcile two different issues. You kind of like want to be here and you're here, but you're not kind of like making that kind of a roadway to it. It's almost like even the roadway is saying here, like you're just saying, no, 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 I'm not this cat, I'm just like this panther. But in reality, you're a cat. So what I'm trying to say in a kind of like a very, very horrible way is it kind of like try to see what is preventing you of walking this walk. Like you have made some decisions, there was some kind of partial success in certain elements, you're still dreaming about something, you still have these lofty ideas, you want this, but you're not letting yourself to go there. So your own fears are preventing your happiness, and I think this is why you got it. You need to balance yourself, both on emotional and on intellectual level, because air and water, this is where we kind of like have it. That would be Moon, I believe, in Scorpio, and we have this as Libra. So horoscope signs, you know, it's just a secondary here, but I see Pisces, Libra, Moon in Scorpio, I see fire signs, I see Leo, I see Cancer. I mean, there is a water sign, most likely a Scorpio. So tons of it, and Pisces again. So I would really say most likely this is telling me that you are exhibiting, you probably want to do that. There is a feeling that you need recognition. You kind of like maybe feel defeated and depleted, and you kind of like know that you want this happiness, you kind of like want this joy, but when it comes to it, that somebody's asking out, and somebody actually who is really, really good for you, who will actually send a whole bunch of messages, you get stuck. Your bike doesn't want to start. You don't know where to go, because look at this card, look at what it says. This way, that way. The Chariot is the card where you need to face your own demons, right? Whenever it comes out in the reading, when it's reversed, guys, face yourself. You might be telling me, hey cat, I have no demons. Nice try, nice try. We all have demons. It's just like sometimes they're tiny and cute, sometimes they're big. So I don't like the demons that I'm seeing in your cards, because you're preventing yourself of some really kind of like nice person coming into your life, and I would like this to kind of like really kind of like work out for you. So guys, question time. Ask yourself a question and pick door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. So for those of you who picked this one, the answer is, whoa, that would be you guys, the Emperor and Judgment. Something from the past. You're still struggling with something or somebody from the past. Judgment generally, wow. You know, like Judgment is always talking about resurrection, so hence it's connected to the Scorpio energy, that kind of stuff that you need to clear, and something is coming to the surface in order for you to be who you are, to feel yourself, to feel powerful in the situation. Certain things from the past need to be cleared, and most likely looks like they will be. They'll be kind of be cleared once for all, and that means kind of like a new beginning is starting, which is stable, which is solid. This is not necessarily talking about big romance, but it's talking about stability, and that's actually good. The door number 2, King of Cups reversed. Now have everything. You had the Queen of Cups. Okay, so maybe this is not necessarily for Aries, because now this is for everybody. King of Cups is reversed, is not basically the nicest card to get. The reason for that is that upright, this is a really good card. It's a nicest guy or woman who wants to listen to you, kind. But this is somebody who just appears this way, but he just like kind of wants their own stuff. So be very careful about the resolution here. You might hear what you want to hear, but the person is still going to do whatever they keep doing. So it's not going to be accomplishment in a way you want. And door number 3, wow, you have the cat and 4 of C. Look at this kitty. And I ordered actually a ring like this, like not just like this, but sort of like a sleeping kitty. So now lobsters are not even interesting, and this came reversed. So this is kind of weird because I don't like how this is positioned. If this is positioned this way, it would be sort of okay, but looks like, and in a sense this is good. Now let's say like I fake it until you make it. I don't necessarily subscribe to this, but this is saying, look, I'm trying to explore. I want to sniff everything. I want to try new things. And the reason for that is like some of you might be kind of depressed. Some of you might be stuck. So the solution here is like keep trying. Keep fake it until you make it. Because in this case is good. Depression is like beat. And this is proven even better with 30 minutes of physical exercise, of spending time in the nature, getting enough sunlight, especially if you're now in the northern hemisphere, you know, support your D vitamin. So this is what it's saying. Kind of like really you need to, Fool card, or the cat is called here, is a good energy. It's a positive energy. And this is a negative energy. So maybe you're battling how to become positive. Maybe you're battling how to get out of the situation. This is, I think, overall energy that kind of comes across. And most likely you are an Aries if you ask this question and you just kind of like want to burst out. So please, one more time to wrap it up, Aries, do not stand in the way of your happiness. That's all I'm saying. You know what you want. It seems like you're Aries, right? And just kind of like push yourself to get there. Okay, love you guys, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like or dislike, please give me your vote. On Facebook, I'm giving now basically daily taroscopes, so you can just check me out there as well. And lastly, for your private reading, contact me via my website www.cattarot.ca. Thanks very much. Love you guys.